your sense of the mood this week, practice-wise?
I think we've had a good week of practice. The guys are loose. I think they've prepared very well. I think the coaches have done a good job preparing them. It's been spirited and great tempo. Not all of that necessarily translates when you get to game time. We know that as coaches, but we feel good about our preparation. The guys have done well.
The Alouettes arguably outplayed the Tiger Cats in 2 of the 3 games this season. Do you think that your team was at all fortunate to win 2 of the 3?
I will be consistent with what I believe about that and the stuff I've said in the past. There are opportunities to win football games. I don't believe you should have ever won a football game. I believe you could have won a football game. But if your football team doesn't win a football game, there's things you did or didn't do that caused that. So, no, I don't buy what you said.
I was just throwing it out.
Yeah.
It's not a fact.
No, I get the question. I understand it, but you went on the scoreboard.
Is this the lineup you have on this for this game? Is this your best 42 guys? Like because in terms of injuries and guys missing, like there isn't anyone.
I've lost count of the iterations, so
I'm sorry.
I don't know that I would. I think I understand your question. We're happy with the guys that are available to play. Are we? Do we have everybody that we want back? You'll probably get that answer, here tomorrow. The answer is probably no. But we're pleased with who's healthy and who's available to play. Yeah.
How much of an advantage can home field be in a game like this? Playoffs come around.
We try to focus on things other than that. As a football team, I certainly believe that the environment can be helpful, especially if it's really loud when the opponent has the ball. That being said, it's still the same size football field. It's still a football game with the same rules, and we know that they'll be ready to play. They'll be well prepared. They'll play well.
This is Troy Smith's first playoff game. Do you think you can use that? Can you exploit that and use that to your advantage, or do you think this guy's just been on bigger stages before this?
Yeah, I don't think the game will be too big for him. He's got too much experience, and he's played well against us, so that should give him some confidence. There's no way to tangibly pull in that element that you're trying to identify and create an advantage. How you create an advantage? You just play better than they do, and you outperform them and make more plays.
You took the Alouettes defense by surprise the last time by using different quarterbacks and running backs and trying to mix up the plays. Yeah, you have something else in mind in the game.
We're just going to go back. We're just going to go back to our base offense. It'll just be a 1-back, 5-receiver offense tomorrow.
What sort of challenges do they? Yeah.
You wouldn't tell us, would you, Kent?
Well, I might, but then I'd have to
Kill us?
Kill someone.
bingo. Well, I would start with the tapes first, then I'd come kill you.
What sort of challenges defensively do they present?
They're good defense. Yeah, they create a lot of challenges. They're very physical. They collapse the pocket. They blitz from a lot of different schemes, both zone and man blitzes. They do not give you a lot of time to throw the football. They're excellent against the run. So they get you in a lot of second and longs, and that'll be something that we cannot allow tomorrow if we want to have a chance to win the football game. I think out in Montreal we were in second and long 13 times. I think we converted one of them, which was really the story of the game for us offensively. We have to get in second and medium, second and short situations more than that.
So second and long, they come after you.
Well, second and long, they're going to get you off the football field because they're just going to force you to get the ball out of your hand, and even if you get completions, they'll tackle you before you move the sticks and get you off the field and get the punt team on. So we got to stay out of second and long situations.
Would you agree that the special team might play again a big role, like we saw in the first game in Mountain and also the last game here in Ball?
Yeah, I mean, special teams is a third of the game, right? And we we put a lot of emphasis on teams as they do. I know their philosophy as well, and other teams around the league. So we need to not be outperformed, you know, and with our special teams units. Hopefully that'll be the case tomorrow.
Okay, is playoff football different than the regular season game?
In what respect?
Just how you maybe how you coach, how you prepare, how you game plan, because just the finality of you win, you move on, you lose.
Every week could be the finality if you look back in hindsight, you know, so that's why every week's important. You know, earlier lapses in a football season could affect your ability to even be in the playoffs, you know, so like we said from the beginning, the most important football game is the one you're currently playing. They all matter, but we don't coach any differently, we didn't prepare any differently. We're just trying to put together a plan on both sides of the ball and in special teams that give our players a chance to have success.
The Alouettes have said that Carrie Bear is a game-time decision. Does his presence on that defense make a difference?
He's a good football player. He's a good football player, has a physical presence. Like him a lot, have a lot of respect for him.
Do you expect to see him on the field?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because they haven't said differently, so we'll prepare accordingly.
Okay, he hasn't practiced all week.
He's a veteran. I've played guys that didn't practice all week, you know, in my past as well. I don't buy any of it. We'll just see who plays, who lines up. They'll line up their 12, we'll line up our 12, and we'll go from there. Every game's going to take on its own complexion, right? Its own storylines, and this one will be no different. And we'll adjust accordingly.
You have a record of 9-4 in the last 13. What's the thing that you're most proud of about your team?
I think we have a resilient football team. There are opportunities where they could have taken a one-game loss into 2 and 3 games, and our guys didn't do that, right, during that stretch. So they've always responded. They've come back to work. They've prepared well. I think the coaches, deserve a lot of the credit, right, in getting their individual rooms and the coordinators getting their side of the ball ready to play and to compete at a high level. And we got a bunch of players that care. And you have those ingredients, you got a chance.
Some of the players have talked about the excitement of playing in the playoffs. Do you feel differently when this time of the year rolls around? Do you feel a sense of nervousness or a different sense of excitement maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're always anxious. Yeah, I mean, we understand it's one and done. I mean, we get that, but we can't focus too much on that. Right? We got to focus on execution and playing our best football, and let the results take care of themselves. Of course, we're excited, and it's playoffs. You're 2 games away from a potential Grey Cup appearance. I mean, that's a big deal. But we need to be thinking about the Montreal Alouettes and figuring out over the course of 4 quarters tomorrow how to win the football game.
Ken, what has the Alouettes defense done to be able to keep Henry in check? I mean, his numbers have been very pedestrian in 3 starts against them.
No, I don't know. 16 to 23 is pretty good in the last game. I mean, for what we asked Henry to do, I think you have to be careful reading too much into numbers. You have to look at what we've asked our players to do, not just Henry but others, in order to give us a chance to win a football game. Without you being there or anybody being there, I'm speaking rhetorically, you wouldn't know that, right? So what you might feel as a pedestrian performance might have actually been an outstanding performance for what we needed him to do for that game to win the football game.
What would you need him to do tomorrow?
To complete the football, make great decisions. First and foremost, as a quarterback, you have to be a great decision maker. You have to put our team in a position to be successful. Some bad decisions show up with things that everybody sees. A costly interception, for example. We have to eliminate turnovers. But there's other bad decisions that people don't see. A missed check, a missed read, directional keys that were missed. Those types of things that could affect our ability to execute the offense and keep us on the football field. So we need Henry to be a great decision maker. It's what we focused on with our quarterbacks all year long. And then we need him to complete the football when he has opportunities to get completions.
you've probably seen the forecast for tomorrow. You see anything in that forecast that would affect game planning or the outcome of the game at this point?
No, we're gonna run what we wanna run.
Anything else, guys?
Good.
All right, thank you very much.